good start unless I cough, according to some folk out there. What's up, folks? Welcome to another episode of the Josh Potter Show. Thank you so much for joining us once again, as you do every Wednesday. TheJoshPotter.com. That is where tour dates will be posted very soon. Waiting for those little pieces of paper to come across my email. I guess you don't call them pieces of paper when they're on your email, but you know what I'm talking about. Got to get the docs signed, sealed, delivered, confirmed, and then I can post them up on the website. But very excited to have a handful to announce very soon. So go to thejoshpotter.com and keep your eyes peeled over there. There you'll find links to everything else, including the Twitch channel, which will be flying high in the next couple of weeks. So make sure you go over there and check that out if you're into that. Join us for some streams. Working on getting the Patreon up and running again, too. There you can find the links to that as well. Other than that, folks, boy, oh boy, what a show do we have today. So many Roach reporters sending things in. JoshPotterShow@gmail.com. That's where you can send things in. And such a monumental week in the world, because not only is it Super Bowl week, I'm wondering, do you guys even know anybody? Is there anybody in this listening audience that could care less about the Super Bowl, didn't even know it was Super Bowl week? Sometimes we have Chase O'Donnell in here. I think sometimes she doesn't know it's a Super Bowl, but everybody watches the Super Bowl. It's one of those things. In fact, I have a theory to talk about as we get into it in a little bit. But before we get to all the sports happenings, and some of the sports happenings involve some of the files that got dropped. In fact, a lot of them, as a matter of fact. So we'll get into that. I think everyone's in the files. I think it's just everybody. I'm not in there, thank the Lord. I'm too poor, obviously, to partake in the flesh eating and all the other things that are going on inside of those files. Boy, oh boy. Did you see how many comedy shows he went to in those things?
No, I didn't catch that.
There was a lineup for the Cellar. I mean, Kevin Brennan was in the Epstein files because of because he was in a lineup for a Comedy Cellar thing. Louis J. Gomez, Big J. Okerson, all in a lineup for the Comedy Cellar in some of these emails. Isn't that wild? Imagine finding it. Whitney had one too, where they were buying tickets to go see Whitney. Crazy.
Yeah. So, and also they were scalping Grateful Dead tickets.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's like a huge, it's just weird that it's like they're in buildings that I've been, you know what I mean? It's just but was the proximity. I'm not in a jam band, so I didn't really consider the proximity. Didn't really like spark my interest. I'm like, yeah, they went to see the Grateful Dead. Who doesn't?
Well,
except me.
Did they actually go, or did they just buy tickets?
I don't know. I don't even know who it's like a bazillion pages. And everyone and their brother, who's rich and powerful, is inside of there. Here's my question about all of it. And well, I guess I'm getting into it earlier than I thought. What's going to happen? Doesn't seem like anything's going to happen. They're like, here's the evidence. This person was a complete piece of shit and did some terrible things that I can't talk about in the nice boy clock, as you can understand. And I don't think anything's going to happen to these people. They're putting out statements. They're like, oh, yeah, that's wrong. And then people are like, oh, okay.
In other European countries, politicians are resigning and people are being held accountable. It's just here that nobody's doing anything.
Yeah, not even just the politicians. I mean, we'll get into it in a little bit, but I wanted to start things off with talk of the cemetery, because I like raised a theory last time, and this is something that I've concocted on my own. I've never seen conspiracy people talk about it, maybe because it doesn't matter to them and amongst all the other things we just discussed in terms of conspiracies. But I have a conspiracy that cemeteries fill up faster than they let on. And they're actually just stacking bodies and replacing the stones once enough times passed where no one would give a shit. No one's visiting these graves. So that was something I floated out last episode when we were talking about that Pennsylvania grave robber. And in an email at JoshPotterShow@gmail.com from Cole, he says, hey, Josh, listening to your most recent pod with Sarah and wanted to write in. I used to dig graves for a cemetery in Northern California with a mini excavator. This cemetery is the oldest in the area, and it has a section of it that is super old and then a section of it that is quote unquote new. I dug graves in both of the sections, and routinely we would hit unmarked graves that no one knew were there. Old caskets on top of each other. Nothing ever 6 feet deep. Always like 4.5 feet deep and shallower. That's because they didn't have excavators back in the 1800s. It was just some poor sack out there with a shovel. And if it was February, he's like, 4.5's close enough. I'm gonna end up dying in this thing if I have to go another 1.5 feet. I'll tell you what. The owner is like 90 years old, and he's had a tough time keeping up with the place and definitely has forgotten a lot over the years. So he's like, is there a grave there? I don't know. Go ahead, dig it. Also did a few green burials. Now, this is green burials like for the environmentalists. These, the granola heads out there who are like, I don't want to poison the earth. Just let me like get eaten by the worms. You know what I'm saying? And they just get wrapped in a blanket and buried so they would go back to that. Just like I said, so back to the earth. Super creepy. Seeing someone's feet sticking out of the blanket and having to fill up the hole with dirt. Yeah, that's the thing they don't show. Or do they show that? I haven't been to a funeral where I watched the thing go in the ground in many, many moons since I was a child.
I've never happened.
You've never been to a funeral?
Not where they buried somebody.
Right. Okay. I was going to say, because I've been to ones since then in mausoleums, cremations. I feel like less people are being buried because people, they say millennials are never going to be able to buy a home, let alone a grave. I mean, what the hell are we going to do? They're just going to throw us all in the kiln like a dog they find in the road? I mean, boy, oh boy, what's going to happen? But no one's buying plots anymore. I can't think of a couple that I know of my age who has plots.
No.
Do you have it? I thought you were raising your hand, Alex, like you have a grave.
Alex might. He's a responsible human being.
Do I have my own grave?
I thought you were raising your hand like I have a grave.
No, I was just...
People used to do that. When you get married, you buy graves.
So he just got married. Are you thinking about buying shared
yeah, have you
grave plots?
discussed with your wife a grave?
No, haven't.
Better get on it. I mean, this is... I don't even know. I always said as a kid, I wanted to be shot into space. And I think I could live long enough where that's like a thing that could happen. We're running out of land, So maybe they start shooting us into space. I had this video game, and I can't fucking remember the name of it. It was on the computer. It was like a computer game. And it was, you fly a spaceship. You're like a fighter pilot for some intergalactic sort of war. And when you die in the game, there's a ceremony that shoots your casket into space. And I was like, that's sick. I want that to be what happens to me. And I always said that to my mother. My mom was kind of macabre, and therefore I guess I was as well, because I would be like, when I die, Mom. I was giving my burial plans to my mom, like she's going to be around for it, so I haven't even considered what happens when you don't declare. Is there like a default? Do they go incinerator? Put them in the incinerator. You know what I mean? I don't know. They just automatically go to straight ashes. I'm not sure. But boy, oh boy, the last time I saw a casket get lowered into the ground was 1997. And I cannot for the life of me. I think, does the family put the first thing of dirt on it and then we just all walk away and cry and then some bulldozer comes in later and fills it up? I cannot recall.
I mean, that's what happens in the movies.
Yeah, I guess. I just cannot remember. We don't watch them fill it up, though. We don't watch the bulldozer. Exactly.
Have you experienced this, Alex?
Yeah, I've buried relatives before.
Am I right with the protocol here?
It kind of depends. Most people will probably leave before it's fully filled in.
Yeah, I think that would take a couple, about a half hour or something, right?
Yes, it does. And usually the family shovels a bunch of dirt onto the grave.
In the first couple shovels, right?
Yeah.
Excellent. See, I remembered. And then in my cousin's funeral, that's the one I went to, they played It's So Hard to Say Goodbye to Yesterday. Do they do that at every funeral? Nope, just my cousins. Boys to Men. Every time I hear Boys to Men, I think my cousin died. What a lovely core memory.
You've been very musical lately.
It's so hard to say goodbye. I used to make a joke about this where I was like, at the beginning when they first turned it on, because, we had 1997, you had a CD player still that you had to play that off of. And I feel like the guy had the wrong track, and it's like, Motown Philly back again. Nina, 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 Nina. Just plays the wrong song.
Oh, wait, sorry.
What?
The priest is like, oh, wait, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know. My bad. Oops, it's track 4? Oh, okay, my bad. So green burials would be creepy, though. He's talking about being in the excavator, and he's like pouring the dirt in, and then he's looking down, and he just sees feet. Ooh. Just let the worms eat me. Gross. I guess the worms get to you eventually, even through those expensive. Plus, why would you want to buy a casket? Ugh. Not only are you buying the plot, now you're buying the casket. Good God.
Have you seen the ones where they can turn you into a tree?
What?
Basically, it's like
Will they just make you dirt and a tree grows over you?
they roll you up and into the soil where it's the roots of a tree.
Just roll me up and smoke me like a blunt if you're going to roll me up. Continuing on with Cole's email here. This is a small example of what you are talking about with Sarah, and I think it is a lot more common than most people realize. Love the show. Keep up the great work. So I'm onto the right path here. This is kind of happening. They're just stacking these green ones on top of one another. Wild. Today's Josh Potter Show is brought to us by Home Chef. Ooh, Valentine's Day is coming. Boy, oh boy, perhaps your Valentine is new in your life, and they have no idea what a mess of a person you are, and you can't get organized enough to cook. Huh? That's crazy talk. You don't know what you're doing in the kitchen. Well, guess what? You can dupe them. You can make them think you are a culinary chef. All you got to do is get hooked up with Home Chef. I mean, they're helping me reset the year with simple recipes, fresh ingredients, meals that feel balanced and achievable. It's the easiest way to get back into a routine without resorting to takeout. And for Valentine's Day, you can mix it up, get something special, make yourself look like you're the top chef in the land, baby. Home Chef is rated #1 by users of other meal kits for quality, convenience, value, taste, and recipe ease. Home Chef makes cooking simple. Fresh food is delivered right to your door. Easy recipes to follow and meals that taste fantastic. And you can even right now get dishes co-created alongside celebrity chefs like Gordon Ramsay. You can enjoy restaurant quality meals right at home. And you'll find these recipes across Home Chef's culinary collection. They've got classic meal kits, express options. All the things are designed to help you feel confident in your kitchen. So right now, for a limited time, Home Chef offering all my little roaches out there 50% off and free shipping for your first box. Plus, you're going to get free dessert for life. Just go to homechef.com/Potter. That's homechef.com/Potter for 50% off your first box and free dessert for life. Homechef.com/Potter. Must be an active subscriber to receive the free dessert. Dylan sent in this email. It says, hello, Roach King. Long-time listener here. Condolences on the bills. I was listening to your episode with Sarah, and you were asking about cemeteries. Here in Louisville, Kentucky, we have an infamous cemetery that did a number of sketchy things. The name of the cemetery is called St. Stephen's Cemetery. I have attached a video from our local news station, WHAS 11. It talks about some of the issues and the lawsuit by the surviving families. Oh, is this did she get out of the grave? Did this lady crawl out of the grave to sue them? Let's find out.
I will always not know where Mom is, but having her headstone and being able to visit that, that's like a place I can go and memorize her versus not knowing where she's at.
Can you pause it? We're all kind of at that mercy when it comes to the headstones. Also, I mean, like even the mausoleums, my grandparents, they're in a mausoleum. And I remember them taking me to the cemetery to show me where they're going to be. They're like, oh, see those two up there? That's me and your grandma. Cool. Great trip. Most grandkids get taken for ice cream, I'm taking a tour of the mausoleum. But I don't remember if I watched them close the drawer. You know? Do you see their face and then they go, skagagagagagagagoosh?
Or are they in a casket?
Or are they in a casket? I can't remember the mausoleum routine. But again, I don't, other than the thing that says your grandma's up here, what says her name or whatever, they could be lying to me. So this lady, I mean, like, if she was none the wiser, she would go to the headstone and regardless, right? If the body's there or not. And then she's like, I don't know where my mom is. Well, I just talked about my cousin. That was what, 30 years ago? A lot of her's gone, I would imagine. You know?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, what are we talking about here? You got the headstone. Anyway, go ahead.
It's an update to a story that we've covered for years on WHAS. St. Stephen's Cemetery, the troubled graveyard where countless complaints have been documented, has settled a lawsuit for $1.25 million. Allegations of negligence plagued the cemetery for years.
WHAS 11's Gabriel Gonzalez is talking with a victim in a class action lawsuit who says she can now put the horror of the last 12 years right in the past.
The nightmare is over for a number of families who've buried loved ones at St. Stephen's Cemetery.
I feel better. I'm glad that the people that did this are going to pay for what they did.
Christina Seaton described the years-long lawsuit as tough mentally and emotionally.
Gives you nightmares. It's just terrible.
She said under the cemetery's previous owner, her mother's casket was moved without her knowledge, but that wasn't all.
Then once obtaining the records and going through them, the records show that she was buried with a man on the other side of the street.
Although her mom has
Wait,
a headstone.
That's kind of hot. You should be psyched for your mom. Your mom's buried with another man. Ooh, shacking up with another dude. Here's the thing. I don't know how she found out. They admitted to her, I guess, that they're like, hey, lady, once they go in the ground, we don't know where we put them. It really is all just tomato to me. I don't know. If they're buried in the ground, they're buried in the ground. You know, you go look at the headstone. I don't know. It doesn't seem like, maybe I'm being callous out there. You can let me know. JoshPotterShow@gmail.com. Once you're in the damn ground, why are they moving them too? That's another weird thing. They got to wait longer. If you're going to move a casket, you got to wait way longer. Although, again, the decomposition, like say someone's buried in like 1910. If you go into that grave, are they even there still?
Oh, yeah, because that guy was stealing them.
From that long ago?
Yes.
I guess if they're in a box, there's still, I guess skulls last a long time.
Yeah, it's the clothing, it's the bones, it's the remains, you know. It's like, and anything organic is gone, but like the clothing, the jewelry, the box.
All that, yeah, it doesn't decompose, huh?
Yeah.
If you're a forensic person out there listening to this show, why? First of all. Second of all, please write in, JoshPotterShow@gmail.com. Or if you just happen, no questions asked on my end. If you know anything about body decomposition, write on in. We won't ask many questions. Well, that's very interesting. Keep it playing real quick. Let's see. I want to see this news package. So far, it's they put the most, they're like, we got a cemetery story. Let's put the most bland, boring guy in our department on it. And he just throws up some B-roll of the cemetery, does a fine voiceover. He's not out in the cemetery going like, and today, loved ones feel better. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't even need to be on screen. He's just doing it by the book. Go ahead.
And is believed to be buried, Tina still questions if her mother made it into the ground.
And when she was buried, her casket was over her hole, but her vault was sitting over on a truck. Who knows if it even got put in the ground? Because your vault's supposed to be in the ground before your casket sits there.
She said there is zero contact with the current cemetery manager, pointing to a closed sign on the gate's entrance despite showing daily operating hours. The lawsuit, originally filed in 2017, claimed the cemetery was grossly negligent. And not just in one case. Back in November, a Louisville man told us his mother was buried on top of someone else, not in their
good shot, the ominous shadow. Well done. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
plot. Attorneys for multiple victims sent WHAS this statement that reads in part, the proposed $1.25 million settlement will compensate those families who have been unjustly harmed from the negligent conduct occurring at St. Stephen's Cemetery for decades.
How many
Tina,
people, pause it, how many people do you think are involved in this class action lawsuit where they divvy up this $1.25 million? How much do you think they're getting?
I think they're getting like a couple $100,000 each.
A couple $100,000?
Yeah.
I was going to say they're getting like $30,000 each.
You think?
I don't know. I don't know how many people are involved.
It doesn't look that big.
I mean, any amount of, how sick would that be though, to be like, oh, turns out my dead grandmother is like 4 plots over. I got bank. Thanks, Grandma. How sick would that be?
And do they pay out everybody or I think you have to sign up. So not everybody at the cemetery signs into the class action.
Right. But
Yeah.
how many people? There could be hundreds of people. So you're talking, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I mean, what? 1.25 mil divided by how many people?
if you divide it by 100, that's $125,000. If you divide it by 200, then we're talking not even 6 figs, dude. But still $50,000. Give me $50,000 because my grandma's moved.
Yeah.
She's dead. Who gives a shit? Move her more. Give me more money. Send her to Jamaica. I don't give a fuck. Holy hell. She's dead. You know, it's not like she's there. Again, I bring this up with the fact of last week's episode where I made the point the guy wasn't fucking the corpses. No corpse got fucked. They got moved. That's it. It's all that happened. Oh, God. I wish they moved my grandma. Give me some fucking money. God. Let's get to some sports in the Epstein files.
Beep 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 beep.
So, I don't even know if with these files, I mean, they're not allegedly in the files. They are in the files, but many NFL owners, including co-owner of the Giants, Steve Tisch, probably the worst one of the list, on the files or in the files. I mean, if you're one of the people out there who read all of the files, God, go outside. Go outside, please. Save yourself. I was catching the highlights on Twitter, and it was a wild day, just refreshing and being like, him too? God. But it touched all corners of the earth. It touched, no matter if you are not into politics, maybe you're into sports, it touched the sports world. It touched the acting world. It touched every corner of society. And it's alarming, obviously. And within the pages, we find, and I forget who sent this to me as well. I don't know why I keep doing that. I just had it here. I wanted to give him credit because he was the first, he was on this right away, before I even saw it on Twitter. Dylan sent me this. Our suspicions have been validated. SUSsel Wilson was found in the Epstein files. Whoa. And, you know, while there were people of high society, I mean, the things about George H.W. Bush, good God. I'm starting to listen to Sam Tripoli a little bit more on some of this shit because, golly, he's got to be a lizard man, right? So you see something like that, right? A guy who's got an airport named after him was the president of the United States, was like, well, yeah, you know, he was like, what was that Dana Carvey impression? 1,000 points of light, whatever the hell. You remember him. Not gonna do it. That guy. Yeah. He's eating flesh and shit. He's drinking blood and eating flesh and having sex with people he shouldn't be having sex with. I don't even want to say these things and have YouTube be up my ass. Maybe even just saying Epstein makes them up your ass. We'll find out.
We'll see.
But when you have people like that doing it, and then you see Russell Wilson, you go, oh, here we go. Mr. Unlimited. Well, evidently he was in it because he was allegedly looking to buy a plane from Epstein, according to the file. And I read through it, and it is like, turns out Russell Wilson was just trying to buy a plane around that time, or he had people in his business circle trying to pitch him buying a plane. So he got all mixed up in one of these planes. Imagine if Russell Wilson, that would be his luck. Russell Wilson would buy the plane that like trafficked children. He's just flying around in it like, then it turns out. But so when they put Russell Wilson in there, everyone, spidey senses were tingling. Russell Wilson, one of the first people to come out. Actually, no, he's not. Everyone kind of came out and was like, no, it's not true. And everyone's like, oh, okay. That's all that's happening right now. And Russell Wilson did the same thing. He made a tweet about it. Can you show me the tweet? I don't even know if I have it on here. Oh, here it is. He goes, nope, absolutely not. Not today, Satan, he wrote on X, clearing involvement or the lack thereof with Epstein. Some random plane broker tried to sell me a plane. I had no idea whose plane it was and never bought the plane. Never talked to or never met that man. Thank God. He used to own a Gulfstream G4. However, after he bought a Boeing 727 to fit more children's sex slaves inside of, he decided to sell the G4. And Wilson was a plane broker, got in his, one of the first people to step out. And that was actually the most like human I've ever seen Russell Wilson tweet anything. Good God, everything else is like, he still put God in it. He still managed to get God in there. And Satan and all that. He made it religious somehow. But boy, oh boy, this is something that we're going to have to keep our eye on. Not to mention all of the other people in the NFL. I think this article has details about that. Let me see here. Tish, the Giants owner who I brought up, he came out and said something. He said, we had a brief association where we exchanged emails about adult women. And in addition, we discussed movies, philanthropy, and investments. Imagine if Jeffrey Epstein, he wasn't, taking you to the island. You weren't participating in any of the chicanery that was going on. And all you did was talk to him about movies, and now you're in this thing. That would be wild. But it seems like Steve Tisch did a little bit more. Tisch went further to distance himself from Epstein and made his stance clear. I did not take him up on any of his invitations, and I never went to his island. As we all know, he was a terrible person and someone I deeply regret associating with. You mean my movie guy? He's a generational and prolific sex trafficker? Oh my God. The devil himself was my movie friend? Fuck. The late Seattle Seahawks owner, another Seattle Seahawk implicated in all of this, is the late owner, Paul Allen, appeared in several email exchanges. In those messages, Epstein repeatedly expressed interest in meeting or speaking with the then Microsoft co-founder. So it's just Epstein being real thirsty in the emails. That would be cool. If you're a person who never wrote back to Epstein, look at you, coming out smelling like roses. It still sucks that he was emailing you. Now you're like, ugh, this fucking guy. Imagine you're some rich guy, like the co-founder of Microsoft. You're like, get this creep Epstein out of my inbox before you even know anything. And now you're in these things because he's thirsty emailing you. Come hang out on my island. Oh, don't you want to hang out on my sex traffic island? Come on. Come have sex with children. Apart from that, the Washington Commanders co-owner Josh Harris, the Carolina Panthers owner David Tepper, and the Miami Dolphins owner Stephen Ross, and Super Bowl appearing New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft all had their names appear in the Epstein files, adding yet another layer to the growing list of NFL-linked names. But hey, like I said, Louis J. Gomez is in the Epstein files. Kevin Brennan's in the Epstein files. They're in there just as you got to find that one. Pull that up. Just type in like Epstein Files Comedy Cellar. Because they send them the lineup. They're all like, we're inquiring about seeing a comedy show at the Comedy Cellar.
I like your Epstein voice.
That's how he sounds. You ever hear him? They leak that thing and he's all like, am I the devil? I don't know. Do like an image search. It's in there somewhere. It was, even just type in Lewis's name. No, it's not on fucking Facebook. Oh, okay. That doesn't look like it. No. It's a video. Oh, there you go. There's Louis J. Gomez. Kevin Brennan's on the other side. You gotta just find the regular fucking post. Come on. It's in the, just type in X. Or Lewis's name or something. There you go. Zoom in on that. So, yeah, there it is. They're going to the Comedy Cellar. The MC, Dave Attell. It was a Dave Attell and, Friends, I guess, or, I don't really know. But look at that lineup. Great lineup. This is what? March 25th of what year? Does it say?
2015.
2015. My God. What a lineup, though. Kevin Brennan, Big J. Okerson, Judah Friedlander, Jessica Curson, Louis J. Gomez. I can't believe how many people I know in the Epstein files. I mean, it's wild. But that's just the lineup they sent over from the Comedy Cellar, and they were wanting to go to it, or the Village Underground or whatever. But could you imagine if they just had a Comedy Store lineup and my name was on it and it was in the Epstein files? I'd be like, am I famous? It's like a star on the Walk of Fame. God.
Crowd work at that show could have gotten real crazy.
Well, they didn't know at the time. It would have been just like, I'm a rich man. What would he even say? He's like, I make movies. I don't even know what he did.
He's a financier.
I'm a financier. Fucking. How was that guy? He was all his pictures are him, supposed to be with, chicks, and he's like, look at all the girls. I'm sounding like Al Madrigal made me sound in that joke. But boy, oh boy. What a wild, wild release. And I don't think anything's going to happen. Here's the news. Now let's get into something hot. Huh? Ooh la la. This here is a prison guard who had sex with the prisoners. God bless her, huh? This came in from British Tom. Hello, British Tom. A former prison officer has been jailed for having romantic relationships with two inmates and plotting to smuggle drug-soaked envelopes into prison. Ooh, that means they're going to do some psychedelics. Well, that's the last place I want to do acid, is prison. Give me weed, give me coke, give me heroin. Acid in prison? What the fuck, man? It's not like you can just put on a record. Although I don't know what they're doing in these jails today. Isabel Dale swore her undying love for prisoners Shahid Sharif and Connor Money. They seem like they'd be two very different type of prisoners. But hey, I have no idea. She was working at the HMP Coldingley in Surrey, said a judge. The 23-year-old had sex with convicted robber Sharif in the prisoner's chapel area. She got engaged to Sharif and later plotted with him and his associate to smuggle spice, a synthetic cannabinoid. Ugh, why even go through the trouble to get spice? Just fucking...
And does it smell less?
Just make jankum in your toilet. I mean, why are you doing spice? It doesn't... I don't know if it smells less, but it's you just want to get a headache? Is that all that's going on? Dale was sentenced to 3.5 years imprisonment for 2 counts of misconduct in public office and 1 count of conspiring to convey a List A article into prison. Sharif, who's already in custody, and Salas, his associate, were also jailed for the latter charge for 27 months and 2.5 years, respectively. So where's this other guy, though? Didn't she get into another one? Sentencing the 3 on Tuesday, the Crown Court judge, I love how they talk about judges and shit in England. They're like, the royal court, the Crown Court judge Christopher Herrer called Dale a thoroughly devious and untruthful and manipulative young woman. He said he accepted she had some vulnerabilities, but she had tried to use them as a shield and an excuse for her actions. Look at this. What are they doing putting her in a male prison? If this woman walks through the door of the recruitment office for the guards, you gotta say no, right? I mean, all you're gonna think is they're gonna try and fuck her. And lo and behold, has there ever been a hot woman? If you can, that should be a contest that we have on the show. I wish I had ample amounts of money so that I could put up a cash prize.
Look at her here.
Oh my Lord. You can't let this person walk around a prison. Again, if I could put up a $10,000 prize, I'd love for you to find me a hot woman who works in a prison that hasn't fucked a prisoner. That would be the contest. Find me a hot prison guard that doesn't fuck the prisoners, and I'll give you that much money. I wish I could do that, but I don't have that type of expendable cash at the moment here for this show, the budget, It's a little light. But the judge added that he suspected she had joined the prison service with a view to becoming involved in criminal activities with prisoners. She wanted to do it. She's attention-seeking. This is all from the judge. Really judgmental, the judge. Boy, oh boy, putting the judge in judgmental. Golly, does she have an OnlyFans? I mean, get one to pay for the legal costs here. Now they're going to put her in jail? What a sad thing. Right where she wants to go, probably. She had at least some contact with Sharif by January, and the pair were engaged by May. That's always the funny part, too, is people wanting to marry a prisoner. It happens every time. Is this the guy?
Yes.
That is not what I expected him to look like. A little more pale than I expected. Sharif was at the time serving a 12-year, 10-month sentence for an extremely violent robbery of jewelers on the South Coast. Other prison officers obviously had clocked on to what was going on, he added, because they're just fucking in front of them. They're making a lot of noise. After the chapel incident, in the chapel too, my God, it's probably the only place they're like, I need privacy, and they allow that. Sharif moved to the Swallaside prison, and Dale signed off work sick on reduced pay. Dale visited him 5 times between September and October, sometimes with his family members. The court was told she had joined his list of approved visitors by concealing her job role. God, this is just so messy. What a daffy idiot. He added that Dale showed up and had become thoroughly corrupt when she tried to persuade Sharif's sister to sneak a USB into prison for him, though the sibling declined. I wonder what would be on the USB. It's just, copy of Cool Runnings or something. I mean, what would be on the USB? Her naked pictures? That'd be sick. Dale, who was found to have Sharif's street name tattooed on her neck. Did you just hear that?
Yeah.
She got his name tattooed and she just shows up to work. They're like, did you get a tattoo? Oh, yeah. Is that?
Here's the other guy. This is 3 of them in this story.
So what is, that's the one that got the associate, eh?
Yeah.
Could you imagine being the associate who doesn't get to fuck? That always seemed like a shitty time to me. I mean, unless their grand plan was to escape. That was the old plot to the Dannemora situation. I remember when that was happening in real time because it was in upstate New York. I was working in radio then, so we had to cover it all and everything like that, update people, and we were following the situation. And then Ben Stiller directed a movie called Escape at Dannemora. And she was only fucking, maybe she was fucking both of the guys. But the one guy really got far and the other guy died halfway out and he was the one doing the fucking. Because evidently Richard Sweat, he had a huge dong. That was the report. Big ass penis, this guy. Just a fucking baby leg for an arm. Crazy. Type in Richard Sweat. I think Benicio del Toro played him. Don't lose this page, but escape at Dannemora, a prison in upstate New York. We had to be on high alert. There was another escape, Bucky. I can't remember his last name. Bucky something or other. He escaped jail, and he was living in like Western New York for a while, like in the woods and shit. And people were like, this is like the outlaw Josie Wales. And people were like letting him stay at their house. There he is right there. Those are the two fellas, Richard Sweat, and I forget the other guy's name. Does it show?
This is Sweat.
On the left, right?
Yeah, Sweat's on the left.
Yeah, he's the one with the dong. And the other guy, what the fuck was his name?
I don't know. Played by Paul Dano, though.
Yes, Paul Dano and Benicio del Toro. Benicio del Toro played the guy with the big dick.
It's a good movie. I like this movie.
It is a good movie. It was fantastically, and it was just cool because I was like pretty up on the situation. And Patricia Arquette, I think, played this unfortunate woman who was like, but he loves me. He loves me and he lets me suck his huge penis while I'm working in the jail. She used to be such a bitch to the prisoners, and then she'd be like, Richard, get over here. And then they'd go in the back room and she'd be like, blah, 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 blah. Then she'd go out and be like, do your work, you sassy boy. And then she eventually, what happened, if you don't know, is she helps them escape. And then she's waiting in the car to take them to Mexico, where they're going to live a romantic, wonderful life. Baby, we're going to go to Mexico. Help us get out, and then together we can start this new life. And this fucking unfortunate lady, can you guess she has a more unfortunate looking husband who is just like, I am in this shit town. I think he worked at the prison too. And he's like, I live in this shit town. I'm fucking this lady. And she cheats on me. And I think he I don't know what happened to that guy. I thought there was a bad outcome for that guy. Or maybe he himself, Her husband, type him. But what an unfortunate man that he has to go through that. And he's the only redeeming person in all of that story at the end of the day. And she is waiting in the car, though, in the escape car, waiting for them to come out of the prison, where she thinks they're going to have their rendezvous point and then drive all the way from upstate New York all the way down to Mexico. And lo and behold, they never go to the car. And they just leave her.
The husband of the New York
Yeah, you could play this.
woman who's been charged with helping two convicted murderers escape from a correctional facility is finally speaking out.
Yes.
David Sweat and Richard Matt escaped from Clinton Correctional Facility June 6th. Authorities say Joyce Mitchell, who worked at the facility, provided the two men with tools to escape from their cells. Joyce's husband, Lyle...
They called her Tilly. That was her nickname. Her name was Joyce, but her nickname was Tilly. Lovingly, Tilly. Go ahead. I like this little newsy girl here. Go ahead.
Mitchell sat down with NBC's Matt Lauer to talk about the moment his wife admitted she'd helped Sweat and Matt.
Matt Lauer, okay. This is old. Matt Lauer has been in the Epstein files for a long time now, right?
Yeah.
What the hell happened to Matt Lauer?
He got weird on set. And
No. I know what happened to Matt Lauer, but what's he just living in a mountain somewhere? I mean, where's he been? You can't believe he's not on TikTok or something trying to be like OJ, where it's like, hey, it's me, Matt Lauer. I don't know. He was just being a creep, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it funny? By today's... Now we have these Epstein files where literally the most heinous of things you could ever imagine are being described on these files. Literally the top most evil things. Then you look at Matt Lauer, you're like, it really just raises the bar of evil person, doesn't it? I don't know. It's crazy. Even we were talking about Sharon Moore, the Michigan coach. It's like he cheated on his wife and got fired. We're like, is that so bad? Go ahead. I want to watch this. I'm going on a tangent galore here, but I love it.
I got on my head and I was scared.
That's Lyle?
And then she told me.
Yeah, it's
Oh my God. I never see. Okay, we got to hear what he says. Go back. I got to hear. I've never heard him speak about this before. I thought he
Oh, you never saw this?
I never seen this. I've never seen him speak with Matt Lauer. No, I can't believe it. Or maybe I did and I forgot about it, but go ahead.
I got on my head and I was scared. And then she told me he started threatening her with somebody inside the facilities was going to do something to me, to harm me or kill me. or somebody outside the jail.
Authorities have said that Joyce admitted to having a sexual relationship with Matt. But in his interview with NBC, Lyle said his wife told him things had never gone beyond Matt trying to kiss her. Lyle's attorney previously spoke.
God, this poor guy. Even when his disgusting, unredeemable wife is fucking one of the prisoners, he can't even get a straight story. The poor guy. And then he's still sticking up for her. He's like, no, they said they were going to do bad things to her. They said they're going to do bad things to her, so she had to kiss him and then help him out because she was scared for her life. He's white knighting for his disgusting wife who sucked those prisoners up and down. Crazy. The poor guy. Go ahead.
With ABC, reiterating the fact that his client knew nothing about Joyce's role in the prisoner's escape prior to it happening.
Of course he didn't.
Offering to testify for her.
The judge isn't even going to prosecute him. He's like, let this man has been through enough. He has to sleep at night. We definitely wasn't involved. Go ahead.
Denying anything that she's done. Everything that Joyce has told Lyle, he's gone to the police and he's let the police know about it.
Joyce pled not guilty to charges of promoting prison
kissed him, Lyle. I only kissed him once.
Contraband and criminal facilitation. The two escaped prisoners have yet to be caught. To hear more of Lyle's interview, head over to NBC's website.
Also, he spoke before they even got caught. That was amazing. And the one dude, Richard Matt, who's the guy with the dick, I was calling him Richard Sweat. Sweat's the other gentleman. Richard Matt died. They found his dead body, or they shot him or something. Can you type that in? Find out how he died, Richard Matt? Because the other guy was gone for a while.
Oh, David Sweat is the younger one.
Yes,
Richard Matt is the older one.
Richard Matt is the one with the dick. That's yeah.
Oh, Richard Matt's the one with the dick.
Right. I got his last name mixed up.
I got the names switched.
So yeah, no. How did he die? Or he died, and the other guy got caught. Sweat got caught. Paul Dano got caught, and Benicio del Toro was murdered. June 26th. I thought it was in the winter. Why did I think?
Tracked down in the woods and confronted by the tactical team. He raised a shotgun and they gunned him down,
prompting an agent to fire. And then David Sweat just kind of ran his the yarn unspooled. I mean, he was out there for a long ass time, and they just found him. I remember we had to get ready. We're like, they might be in Buffalo. They might be in the woods of Buffalo. You know what I mean? We had to be on high alert. And then again, it was this whole there was a legend. So people were leaving food outside, David, come over to my house. But he was the brains behind it. He used Richard Matt's huge penis to seduce Joyce. He knew what he was doing. What does it say about his capture? Do we have the details on that? I would love to get the details on that. Boy, it really went on a prison escape tangent here. Because this is where the story that we initially started was going. This is if they didn't catch her, how it would imagine it would happen. Let me see here. Following his the escape, Sweat serving life. Okay. The capture occurred 48 hours after his accomplice, Richard Matt, was shot and killed by law enforcement. He was apprehended in camouflage clothing, taken to a hospital in serious condition, but survived. Yeah, he was just out in the woods, unable to survive. Sweat, serving a life sentence for killing a sheriff's deputy, escaped through a complex plan involving hacksaw blades and prison staff assistance. Yeah. Joyce, a.k.a. Tilly, and her lusting for Richard Matt's huge prisoner penis.
So he just walked by a cop. That's how they got him.
God, what now? After everything, you just ah! Did I really just do that? After all the stuff, I walked by a cop. What a fucking idiot. And then he's just like, oh, you got me. You got me. And back to this other case with the hot lady and this guy who looks like he's the lead singer of AFI. Dale, who was found to have Sharif's street name tattooed on her neck, resigned as a prison officer before she was arrested on her 6th visit. The court heard Dale also conveyed sensitive information to the accomplice with whom she also had an intimate. Oh, so this guy was getting some pussy too. All right. We didn't have one cuck and one pussy getter. That's good. So she's just getting around. This lady just got it for the prisoners. A postal strike foiled Dale, Sharif, and Salas's plan to bring envelopes dipped in spice into the prison on the Isle of Sheppey. It was organized for Dale to travel to Brighton to meet Salas and collect the envelopes, the court heard. However, Salas backed out because of a conflict with Sharif about prices and content he was posting about this woman on social media. Sharif had claimed in messages he could make £3,000 a week from selling the spice inside jail, which the judge said may have been an exaggeration. Okay, who cares? They're just going through their Epstein files, if you will. Look at the tats on this lady. You can't hire this woman to work in a jail. Can you just have a little more? Are we that short on these guards that we have to, anyone who walks through the door, they're like, oh, a smoke show lady with tattoos? Yeah, no, that'll end well. Come on, what are we doing? We have a story of semen terrorism here, which is where we will wrap things up.
The terror. I call upon all nations to do everything they can to stop these terrorist killers. Thank you. Now watch this drive.
This from Logan McKiernan, sending this into JoshPotterShow at gmail.com. We had a story of a man who desecrated a department store fitting room recently and a pair of women's underwear. And because of that, Logan found this video, I do believe on YouTube or what have you, and it is of a Navy Master Chief losing it in regards to semen terrorism. Let's watch.
The next time I hear somebody jacking off in somebody's towel, because somebody in this building is jacking off in somebody's towel.
And all these Marines just line up and they just piss on this dude. I didn't pay, by the way. Liar! I remember being like, what the fuck?
The hierarchy of dirty MFers probably starts with Army, Marines, somewhere there. They're in the dirt sleeping.
Yeah. So this is.
I like that. I like the little pithy. I mean, that was some editing there. Do you see all that?
Yeah.
So a guy in their little platoon is, and I didn't mean to be like in their little platoon. No, in their group though, in the group that's all together, and in the Navy here, this Master Chief comes in and goes, imagine you're in the armed forces. You are tasked with the most noble task of protecting our country. And you have to go in and talk to these fucking guys about coming in other dudes' towels like they're children. You're like, come on, what are we at summer camp? We're the fucking Navy. And I have to go in and have a lecture about coming in other people's towels. So this is like we got a guy, what's that called? A double agent in the Navy. This guy, who knows? You got to really like take this man to task for soiling the towels of other servicemen, I think. And they said they said they pissed on him and shit. What is this?
This is just that. This is just the guy. This is so this doesn't have.
Oh, I want to see the other stuff too, but let's go back and watch that for a second now that I've put this to context.
Okay. Now, where's my first classes? Raise your hands. Okay. Get the fucking word out. The next time I hear somebody jacking off in somebody's towel, because it's happening. It's happening a lot. And I'm fucking fed up with it. And I will go fucking high and right on this shit. We're about to have 2 fucking watchstanders 24 hours a day in every fucking aisle wearing little fucking guard belts and your flashlight to make sure that somebody's not jacking off in somebody else's towel. Got it? Yes, Master Chief. I will fucking do that. That'll be effective today. The next time somebody jacks off in somebody else's towel, yeah, that fucking is pretty disgusting. I've been in the Navy 20 fucking years. I've never imagined this shit.
Say a slur. I thought he was going to say a slur. But golly, I mean, yeah, hey, is this the new Gen Alpha or Gen Z Navy soldier or whatever? Navy men? What do they call them? Seaman? Hey, well, maybe that's it. But boy, oh boy, imagine that's your LOL. You're like, it's my joke. It's how I get some LOLs with the guys. I come in their towel. And then you have to have a whole fucking, whatever they call their meetings or whatever.
It's a little funny. Because then it dries, and then they use the towel, and it's wet. And
I don't like that at all. I don't enjoy. I've said it on the program before, and I'll say it again. I don't like horseplay. It's the lowest form of comedy. I don't like jackwagons, and I don't like horseplay. Grow up. I didn't like horseplay when I was a kid. Never see me doing horseplay. Never. So yeah, this guy is beside himself, this Navy Master Chief. And sorry for not knowing all the verbiage and terminology of the Navy. Please do not be offended. I love the troops. Now, what's the other thing? The guy, does he explain more? There was some backstory on this one, it seemed.
Yeah, he had some interview. This is like doc style.
Okay, let's see.
Very rarely do people think that the U.S. Navy would be competing up there, as we're seeing some of these leaked audio clips.
Can you pause it? Lee, this is like you doing a character. This guy does not look real.
Why is it me?
Because I just mean, like, I feel like you could do this as, like, I feel like if you wanted to do a big impression of this guy, you could just get the costume and do it.
I think I might. Yeah, that's why.
I mean, it was weird hearing him talk, and I was like, all right, go ahead.
Master Chief going off and essentially berating some of the E6s to fix this situation because it's gotten out of hand. This is legitimate. Remember that.
Hey, get the word out. Where's my first classes? Raise your hands. Okay. Get the fucking word out. The next time I hear somebody jacking off in somebody's
I just
towel,
love hearing this guy say
happening.
jacking off 1,000 times. It's my favorite. Keep going.
It's happening a lot, and I'm fucking fed up with it. And I will go fucking high and right on this shit. We're about to have 2 fucking watchstanders 24 hours a day in every fucking aisle wearing little fucking guard belts and your flashlight to make sure that somebody's not jacking off in somebody else's towel. Got it? Yes, Master Chief. I will fucking do that. That'll be effective today. The next time somebody jacks off in somebody else's towel, yeah, that fucking is pretty disgusting. I've been in the Navy 20 fucking years. I've never imagined this shit.
Pause it again. I just love that part where he's I've been in the Navy 20 fucking years. I never imagined this shit. And then you're just like that one guy who's like, God, I don't know if you're just embarrassed that you're the one doing it. And also just like, imagine also, this is also kind of fucking, just, I don't know, bizarre to me too. Imagine being the guy who goes to the Master Chief and is like, someone came in my towel. Like, isn't that kind of a bitch made too? I mean, like, don't you deal with it within the squad? Like, isn't it like, as A Few Good Men ruined all this shit for us? Like, don't you give the guy like a code red or whatever the hell?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's shit in his towel.
Yeah, you take care of it within the platoon or whatever. You give them, they just, oh man. A Few Good Men's a great movie. You ordered the code red. You're goddamn right I did. Is there more? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, we want to watch this guy's commentary.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing.
Yes, this is legitimate. This is something that real leaders, grown adults in the military, the people that we thank on Veterans Day.
Sure.
Oh my God.
All right, smile.
This is what they have to deal with. Now, there have been phantom poopers. There have been people that you're like, did you not find the toilet? Like, even my own personal experience, I had somebody steal my towel and then return it back to me on the ship.
Pause it. This is a Navyman?
He's a seaman, I think.
This guy's a seaman? There is something poetic about jizz being the vehicle of the joke. when there's semen. I get the LOL there. It's a little higher plane than I would have given him credit for initially. You know? It's a little more lofty of one. All right, go ahead. Let's listen to this. One of our servicemen.
I can't stop. If I shaved, I'd look like this guy.
That's what I mean, all of it. And then just like make your voice gayer or whatever. Just be like, and then I went to this, and then I even had poop thrown in my toothbrush or whatever he said. I don't know.
I do my Epstein voice.
Yeah, I mean, that's what this guy, I mean, I don't know what's going on with him, but, you know, he's served our country, so it looks like he's doing a salute.
Gosh, I still can't believe that. I was like, dude, keep the towel. Just keep it. I already have 2 others. I'm fine. Keep the towel. I was more pissed that I lost it, didn't know how I lost it, and then you returned it. And by the way, it wasn't even washed. And I was like, well, how did that come about? He was like, well, I didn't have a towel, so I thought I would use yours. What are you talking about? This is not a community just service to whoever wants it. I would have probably...
This guy.
Now he's showing a very compelling story in the Navy where a master chief is fucking losing his mind because someone's coming in the towels. LOL. Now this guy's like, one time they used my towel. I said, hey, where's my towel? And then they said, I borrowed it. And I said, what? Keep it. I don't even want it no more. You keep that towel. I got 2 other towels. Can you believe it? Someone even used my towel one time. That's like 7 minutes of this video. I thought this guy had interviews with people. But no, it's a story about how he goes, and could you imagine this? A guy used my towel one time. Not even to come inside it, just to take a shower. Isn't that crazy? This guy, I say, what the heck? And he says, I didn't have a towel. And I was like, what?
There's more.
I can't possibly watch more of it, but go ahead. We'll do it.
I mean, should I jump forward?
No, go ahead. It's very long. How long does the story go
it's
for?
11 minutes. There's parts. There's an interview. There's more.
All right, go ahead.
Probably said, yeah, dude, I'll just give you another towel. I have one. But the comments do not disappoint. Canned USMC says it was the Marines the whole time. I would believe that. And Marshall Flores 651 says,
is that some armed forces humor? Oh, the Marines came in the towels because Marines are gay or what? What is the joke? They hate each other.
They stormed the ship and
they don't like each other. I mean, I always thought there was like, it's like cops and firemen. There's like a little competitiveness, but at the end of the day, you're all going over there. So I mean. I don't know. Dishonorable discharge. Can we skip this? I can't do this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Okay, go ahead. Please, go to the interviews.
Jesus Christ, man.
I know. I don't know why I'm like, let's watch. And then I didn't know he was going to go to Instagram jokes.
Yeah, he's
this guy
doing
is.
in the comments.
What's this fuck? Is this guy got a whole channel? I got to write this guy down. Yeah. I'm going to go look at it. All right, go ahead. Or like go to the part where we can skip past this. All right.
Caught in process in the judicial process of some kind. Check this out. Kuyon Vet says, I was the actual master at arms in this audio, and says the culprit was found and discharged from the Navy.
Oh my
now that we're on the topic of
Can
bodily...
you pause it? Can you imagine getting dishonorably discharged from the Navy? And when people ask, like, what'd you do? Were you like AWOL? Did you like, fire on a, discharge your weapon or something? They're like, I was coming in the towels. Oh, come again? I was ejaculating in my fellow seamen's towels. And now you have a crime that's beyond coming in a towel. I mean, the guy that came all over that fucking lady's underwear and all over the dressing room or fitting room of that department store, I bet he sees less, I don't know if they do time or what, but I bet less of a punishment than this guy. Go ahead.
Fluid. I can tell you right now, it's just weird how people are obsessed with fluids, and it doesn't make any sense. And you have to have served to understand the level that people go through. Now, this comes from a creator, Urban Valor. I love their videos. They're typically about like veteran stories, war, combat, struggles, overcoming challenges, whatever. But this one, I was like, this is bad. And everybody knows it's real.
That girl, her name was Priscilla. Everyone in the platoon just kind of passed her number around. And this one dude, he falls in love with this chick. And he starts dating her. Well, he also has a freaking brand new Mustang. Blew all of his deployment money. And he's like, guys, I need money. I need to take Priscilla out on a date. And so he says, man, I let someone pee on me for some money right about now. And that's all it took, right? One guy's like, I got 10, I got 20. So then he charges a fee to pee on him. He charges a fee to watch. And he charges a fee to record. And so we're in a squad bay. Everyone would drink water all day, and they're jumping up and down, and they're just holding their piss in. At the end of the day, they put these benches in the showers, and all these Marines just line up, and they just piss on this dude. I didn't pay, by the way. I want to make that clear. And I remember I just popped my head in real quick, and I'm like, oh my God, they're really doing it. They all do it. They're all fucked up, mind you, from Fallujah. And so he showers. I remember he got up joking. He was like, and he goes, I'm a dirty little whore. And this dude fucking showers, and then the guy throws on his clothes. He grabs the money, and then he grabs the roses, and he's dressed all nice, and he goes, I'll see you pussies later. And he just gets in his Mustang, and it's like, whoa, and he drives off. And I remember being like, what the fuck?
That story rips.
Yeah.
These are the kind of war stories I wish my grandpa had when he came home from World War II. You know, you ask Grandpa, what was the war like? I want him to tell me the piss guy. Oh, my God. And instead, you talk to a non-vet, and they're like, you hear the jungle, you hear a noise, you know, like this one is like, oh my God. Well, there was this guy who let us piss on him for $20. If you are in the armed forces out there, God bless you. You know I love you. We support the troops on this podcast, but please send into JoshPotterShow@gmail.com some of your stories akin to that. Those are the type of war stories I want to hear. This guy was mental, though. He's like, I mean, that story had so many layers. That might have been the best story I've ever heard. There's nothing possibly in this video that can top that, right?
No, that's it.
Oh my God, I had to imagine.
The terror. I call upon all nations to do everything they can to stop these terrorist killers.
Oh, seeming terrorists amongst our ranks.
Now watch this drive.
Keep your eyes peeled, folks. See something, say something. That's how we have to take care of them. Oh, man, that was a wonderful video. Thank you for sending that in, Logan McKiernan. God. My stomach hurts from that one. Wonderful stuff, folks. JoshPotterShow@gmail.com. That's where Logan sent that in. That's where I'd love for you to send things in. Always send things in. This is Odd Track Numbers. Or no, this isn't, but this one, the one I'm about to play. Odd Track's Numbers sent this musical number in here. And that is where we'll wrap up the show, folks. TheJoshPotter.com. That's everything me. Would love for you to go check it out. Hopefully we'll have some dates up there ASAP. I want to say that because no matter when you're watching this, they could very well be up there by now. So go check it out, and I will have some to announce, hopefully, on the next episode. Other than that, I'm going to be in Austin a bunch in February, sporadically. So if you're down that way, Creek in the Cave, the Mothership, Sunset Strip, I'll be bopping around between those things. Say what's up to your boy on 6th Street. And aside from that, I do hope you rate, review, and subscribe. If that's still a thing, hit the like button. Get in the comments. Mix it up. Hit subscribe. And we will see you next Wednesday here on The Josh Potter Show. Thanks to Bobby, to Alex, to Lee, everybody here at the Comedy Store. We'll see you next time.
Coming to 11 direct with the Roach. We shotgun the beers, I got time for a toast. It's the only place I get my sports like for real, son. He taught us nobody's more sus than Russell Wilson.
Here's the deal, son. Won't find us in Walmart. Josh Potter, keep it frank, kinda like a ballpark. It wasn't nothing talking all that jism. Turns out there's a lot of semen terrorism.
Now it's time we hit him. Bringing Votto to the plate. Roachy, your wards with Chase O'Donnell the Great. Let me stop for a second, cause it's Ask Marty time. Cause it's idiocy, you don't want Canada by.
Not a fan of these guys, gonna damage the rise. Worse than the host known as the Roach. Leave an idiot woman standing on the side, or looking like she just tripped into a moat.
I'ma kill this Henny beat like murder. Been in more studios than most have ever heard of. Pleased to be listening, hit that like and subscribe. So many Bills hats got the mafia vibe.
A lot to describe like a Roach reporter. Teacher on OF, don't report her. Trying to live life with my mannequin wife and my mannequin kids, if that's my mannequin right.
Been a fan of this guy since a Roach Motel. Couple 100 weeks in, still funny as hell. From the tit cups to back sis and blind eyes, Potter has one of the best shows of all time.
Now watch this drive. Pop a couple tall cans with the Roach King and caught the vibe. Ready to pour more, scurry out the floorboards, hit like, comment, and subscribe.